Yoo-hoo, it's us again.
Your favourite too.
Footy rants. And it's finally back with my partner in crime, Cuss. Good to have you back,
Good to
brother.
be here, mate. Good to be here.
Yeah, so now I don't have to get bored with the sound of my own fucking voice. It's actually funny having gone, I think this week, actually, I mentioned it in last week's podcast, round 6 last year is when I first started this.
Is it really?
So this is
it's a 1 year
the 1
anniversary.
year Annie.
Where's the cake?
Yeah, I know. Let's get... Diet.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's funny since I brought you into the podcast, how much I sort of now struggle going back to just talking by myself.
Yeah, you would. You notice the difference. Just
And
having someone to bounce off.
Yeah, but almost how much more you sort of stall and stutter and you notice yourself saying like, and yes. You know what I mean? Like you just sort of trip on your own words. Whereas with this, it's good, perfect. You know, you have a free-flowing conversation. You know, that's all it is. It's just blokes talking footy,
especially
which is
for a couple of blokes that don't really know what they're doing.
Perfect.
Realistically.
You know? And that's the best part about 2018, in my opinion, is that, you don't really need to know.
Yeah.
You need to fucking pretend like you know.
That's right. Yeah, exactly right. It goes for tips as well.
Oh, man, I'm battling.
I haven't even looked.
So
I refuse to even look anymore. I don't even want to know. It's that bad.
Now, we were just saying, just before we went live, how actually there's not too much sort of off-field stuff to really cover off on.
Nothing sort of...
Which has actually been good for a change.
Yeah, nothing sort of putting bad, no bad publicity, no sort of crazy stories or refereeing blunders, really.
Well, that was the big one that soaked up a lot of our time a few weeks back. I guess, I sort of mentioned it by myself at the start of the week. We had, the whole Nathan Brown...
Yeah,
little blow up. I guess if there is any sort of half story, I was reading about Jack Whiten's pleading not guilty to some assault charges from that nightclub.
Yeah,
bingo the other week. No, I think I don't know actually. I don't know.
Remember when
That's when I see those sort of headlines as a rugby league fan. Like I don't even click them anymore.
I don't want to know until it's finalised. Yeah.
I
don't really want to know. I just want to know what the end result is. I don't really care what they're like.
Same I seen on the Wide World of Sports. That's a tongue twister. Repost images of Proctor and Jesse
just milking it.
Was it doing code?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So the actual still shots from the surveillance cameras, and I was like, that's sort of what I didn't even give it a light of day as far as accessing anything. So
that's just trash journalism, mate. That's just
I don't see the need to bring that sort of shit back up. Eh?
No. It's not taking the game forward. That's for sure. So.
No.
But what is we've got some good footy going on at the moment. That's for sure. 100%. We've got some crazy footy. We've got some matches, that, like we said, you can't tip. We've got teams that, we didn't think that there was any way they were going to be sitting on top of the ladder after 5 rounds.
The bottom 3 teams from last year are in the top 4, 6.
Yeah, they're up there. They're right up the top there. The Tigers are killing it. The Dragons, the Warriors. It's just great to see. The Knights,
it's crazy, man. Who would have thought that after 6 weeks, those teams that were definitely posting themselves to have a far better... Yes. They've all recruited really well. They were definitely going to be on the up.
Yes.
But, who's seen, the Broncos, Cowboys, Sharks, Storm, outside the top 8 after, we're a quarter away after this week.
What I found before the season, that was hard, was to try and pick who was going to miss out on the 8. Because it was like, the Tigers will make the 8 this year because their team. The Knights will make the 8 this year. So-and-so will make the 8. It's like, where's the room for everyone else? There's only 8 spots, man. So someone's got to make up the numbers underneath.
Do you think one of the regular teams that, I guess that's the hard part about being a footy fan at the moment is we're used to the Storm winning, we're used to the Cowboys winning. Still, even though the Bronx haven't had that elusive premiership in a number of years, we still regard them as a quite successful team.
They're still a top 4 team.
100%. And I've made the comparisons much like Redcliffe Dolphins. They haven't won a premiership for a number of years, but anytime you see them in the draw, you're like, fuck, it's going to be tough.
They stand out. They're
They're always consistent.
Definitely.
Do you think that one of those powerhouse clubs is going to miss the 8 this year?
Ooh, big question, man. You know what? I think if any team is going to, it's going to be the Bronx.
Yeah?
Out of those 4 teams.
Yep.
I guess if we're talking powerhouse, are we talking Roosters,
Storm,
Bronx, Cowboys and Sharks, maybe?
Yep. I would say they're the 5 most consistent teams.
Yeah. So I think the Sharks, a bit rocky here and there, but I think they've got enough character and grit.
Okay.
And they've still got Gallen as well, even though I can't stand him. He is a good...
I'm still not sold on him, mate.
On the Sharks?
No, I'm not sold. I really don't think, out of all the half movements...
Yeah, I think they've come out the worst.
Yeah, and going into this season, I was like, I like every single one of them. I like the fact that they've all moved on. I think they're going to bring something to the club. But something that I keep saying time and time again, and if you listen to a lot of stuff I say, I apologise because I must sound like a broken record at times, but Matt Moylan isn't playing Cronulla Sharks footy.
No, he's not.
He's still trying to play with the youthful Penrith forwards.
That's right.
And there's no youthful forwards at Cronulla.
Yeah,
they're all
right.
older statesmen.
It's different. It's a different
Super
vibe.
different.
It's a different club. It's everything. Like, I think when Moylan was coming across, I think that's the one that stood out for me that I thought was 50-50.
Yeah.
And I wasn't overly confident about it from the start with Moylan. You know, I was very confident with Maloney.
Yeah.
I always thought the Penrith were
Yeah.
the best.
Oh,
They
yeah.
got,
When I
you
seen
know,
him and Cleary, I got a fat. I'm like,
Oh.
perfect.
It was mouth-watering. But then,
Perfect. He's a winner.
they've actually played better since Cleary's been injured.
Yeah.
With Maloney running the show.
Because Maloney loves running the shit.
He loves running it.
But it's going to be interesting to see what happens, and I think we're going to potentially, we're still a number of weeks away, and it wouldn't surprise me if Cleary puts himself in a position where he returns a lot quicker than what people anticipate. The fact that he's got youth on his side, they've got great staff
committed.
down there as well,
You know he's a good trainer. You know he's committed. He's mature.
Yeah.
Like, crazy mature for his age.
I think we're going to see something similar to what I believe is happening at the Cowboys at the minute. Seeing Michael Morgan take that club to a grand final, then the greatest player in the world comes back.
Throws the
on top
dynamics
of that,
out.
so how does he approach the game now?
Yeah.
But he didn't start the season.
Yeah.
So it fucked the whole dynamics
that's right,
of
man.
everything
That's
up.
right. That's right.
And, and they're changing their spine again this week.
That's right. And what's going to happen when the Panthers when Cleary does come back?
Yeah,
Is it going to be good or bad?
Yeah, who knows?
You know, because you'd think in any team you'd want two quality players like that in your team. Full stop. They're always going to get picked every week. But sometimes them working together there, they don't know who the dominant half is. Or Maloney doesn't want to stand on Cleary's toes.
And we're going to see that at the Tigers.
Yeah, exactly. With Reynolds coming back.
There's so many players coming back this week. So many players.
It's so weird.
Got anything here, Schmitty? I don't see Sharks making the 8. Yeah, so he sort of echoed my sentence there. Yeah,
Sharks and Bronx, I reckon, are the two with the highest chance of not making it.
Yeah. Alrighty, well, let's get into some footy, eh? Let's break down round 6 of the NRL. Tomorrow night, Roosters versus the Rabbitohs. So the old school derby. We see an unchanged lineup for the Roosters after they bounced back in a pretty convincing win in the end.
It was controlled.
Yes,
it was
I think that's a good word.
Yeah.
And probably just won the flip of the coin moments in the game.
They did, yeah.
A bit like what we're used to seeing the Melbourne Storm normally capitalise on.
Trent Robinson speaks actually a lot about that. He actually talks about those moments and says sometimes you can have your preparation might not be perfect, or you might not, your game plan might not be perfect, or they may not stick to the game plan. They may stray from it.
Yep.
So all the fundamentals are sort of off, but if you win those key moments, you can put 50 on a team. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, they have almost like an accumulative effect.
Yeah, that's
over time.
right.
Yeah, for sure.
It was very dominant though, that performance.
Yeah. And I like the change that has been made to the Rabbitohs backline simply because Richie Kennard's now fit after that hamstring injury. Having Dane Gagai, so that back five now looks like Johnston, Kennard and Robert Jennings are your wingers, and then you got back to GI and Gagai in the centres. Yeah, I like Gagai far better in the centres, even though potentially he may get picked on the wing for Queensland. Who knows what happens there? I thought both Gagai and Valentine Holmes probably had their best games on an individual level last week.
Yeah. Actually, I'd agree with that. I'd agree with that. Yeah, I think Gagai seems to play really, really well in the centres in Clubland, and then in Origin, it's like, I think it's just more like a rite of passage, for the Maroons.
Yeah.
If you're an outside back, you sort of just start on the wing.
Yeah, and I sort of discussed that whilst you're away. I don't agree with that style of representative selection anymore. It is super old school. Like, what the fuck? I get it, the whole 8 in a row.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like,
it's a hard part.
It's hard to argue with it because it's like, well, if you don't broke, don't fix it. Yeah. If we'd lost the last 3 series, I reckon that would go out the window. So.
Yeah, well, I'm expecting like a pretty, I guess, off-centred type of team that will get picked from Brad Fittler this year. That's what I'm excited.
I agree.
He's a fucking weird cunt.
He is a fucking nut, man.
He is.
He's like the Jim Carrey of it.
Jim Carrey.
He really is.
Just hanging from the wall upside down. Jim Franey.
Yeah. Swear he's on acid, but he's good to watch, and he is. he definitely has the passion for New South Wales, so it'll be interesting to see what he comes up with. But
yeah, but all things aside, I'm really looking forward to the halves battle. They sort of balance up quite well. You know, both Cody Walker and Luke Keary are great runners of the football, and Adam Reynolds and Cooper Cronk are super traditional. They're genuine leaders. They're genuine first receivers. Yeah, they really They're hands on the ball. They're barking orders. Their kicking game is on point. Yeah. You know, that's one thing you've got to give Reynolds. I don't think it's been as good over the last 18 months, 2 years, as in comparison to when he first come on the scene. Yeah,
that's the only issue I have with Reynolds is that I feel like he's a player that plays on the back of his team. He doesn't seem to ever really spark too much.
Yeah,
in my opinion.
That's what they rely on Cody Walker for, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and there is a good balance there. But I think Reynolds he's just been quiet in the last couple of years, that's for sure.
Sharks will be at their best. This is from Kimmy Ingebrigtsen. Thanks for tuning in, brother. Sharks will be at their best with Moylan at 1, Dugan 3, Hodkin 6, Townsend 7. So you like that current setup that they're going with for the first time this week? Yeah, look, I think it might take a little bit of time. I did like the effort from Moylan, even though he ended up making like 3 or 4 errors in the end. But I thought the intent looked a lot better because he was almost playing in that sort of 6-ish role, which I guess sort of landed him in that 6 jersey in the end at Penrith anyway. I tend to agree. I think it might take a little bit of time. Yeah. Seeing that spine line up like that, I tend to agree, Kimmy, which we'll get to later. But thanks for tuning in again, brother. Beautiful.
Is it Ty?
Yeah, his older brother.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
True.
So I like the halves lineup. You know, if both back fives are on, it makes for a really interesting contest.
Absolutely.
Reece Robinson probably had his best game for the Roosters last week, a bit of a confidence builder, but that's as Anthony Seibold, coach of the Rabbitohs, I'm not going away from him. That's the weakness in the link.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%.
Just because 100%. He played good last week doesn't mean the vulnerabilities have disappeared.
No, he's a fringe first grader. Yeah. He's only in there because Tupou's out. And he's short, so he can be a bit of a target for the wingers as well if they want to go up high. But I think if we see a similar performance from the Rabbitohs forward pack again, though, we're really going to see a proper game.
Yeah.
That's where the key is for me.
100%, and them still missing out with Sam Burgess through suspension.
Yeah,
that's where I think they lost that arm wrestle.
Yeah,
absolutely. And I didn't even really think they were that deserving to be in that game with the Dragons. I thought, that disallowed try, I thought that was a G up. If Nane McDonald happens to ground that ball, all of a sudden, they're down by more than 20 points, and we're not even talking about it.
So it sort of flattered them a bit, didn't it?
Yeah. And I mean, hats off to them. They sort of, fair.
Yeah, it was a good game. They gave it a good go, that's for sure.
Which way are you leaning, brother?
Oh, look, I'm going to go with the Roosters.
Yeah,
same. I feel like, they've been a bit hot and cold, but I feel like there's going to be a time where they really hit their straps and they level out.
Yeah, for sure.
I think that's now.
One thing that really impresses me about the Roosters is over the last few years, you haven't really seen the forward pack change at all.
No.
But who's coming and off the bench and who's starting has changed.
Yes.
So, it seems like they've all got a really good rapport, and it's like, I'm hitting my straps at the moment, so I'm on. But there's no sort of
animosity.
Shit kicking to the point where, I'm playing reserve grade because I'm going that far backwards because I feel like I'm behind.
Yeah, you're right.
Like, you've got Warrior Hargraves.
How many times have you seen him at 8?
Player.
8, 10, 14. He just changes, man. Tedavano.
Yeah.
Orbison. Mr. Fix It,
so good to watch.
He's awesome, bro. I love him, mate. Victor Radley's been on fire too, so he's pushing.
I'm looking forward to seeing how he develops. How old's Jake Friend? That'd be something that I feel like
I'm gonna say he's got to be 29.
Yeah, okay,
something like that. Yeah, I think he looks older.
Yeah,
it feels like he's been around forever. That's probably because he's got siblings.
Yeah,
that were there before him, so it's confusing. But who else we got here? Adam Dewey on the bench for South was a strange selection.
Yeah, I don't like it, eh?
I think
it's a waste.
I think play him at lock or something.
Especially when you're he only played the last 6 minutes or something last week.
Tommy G.
God bless. And I think when you're lacking the punch of someone like Sam Burgess, you've got to bring someone else into the front.
Yeah.
You've got to bring someone else in.
Yeah,
absolutely. I mean, look at some of the guys that got in the reserves there. Like even Cole, even Cole Turner.
Where's he gone? He's been off the radar.
Yeah, man. Like the fact that this kid was even able to come back in the first grade after that neck injury, fuck
crazy.
me.
Yeah, crazy.
Loose.
It was, yeah. And he played some good footy at times too.
100%.
Fair.
But yeah, brother, I tend to agree with you. I think, some of those mismatches, I really like the style of footy that Ferguson's playing at the moment. I think he could really play over the top of Richie Kenner in his first game back from injury too. So
yeah, definitely.
You know, be testing out that hamstring on that high ball.
yeah. Let's see you jump, brother.
100%. Alrighty, so we move forward into the Friday night match. So we go return to Amy Park. We got the Melbourne Storm up against the Newcastle Knights. More questions to be asked. The sledgehammer, the chopping block has been pulled. And look, I said this at the start of the year. If you don't think that there's going to be a period of time where Brodie Croft gets dropped to go and develop his game,
that's right.
You have more tickets on Brodie Croft than what is warranted.
You should. Yeah, full stop. Because you can't come into first grade. Yes, he's a young player. Yes, he's dynamic. Yes, he's consistent. Has been in the past. Yes, he's got all the talent in the world. But you can't come into first grade and maintain and get into the grind of NRL every week. Weekly NRL, and expect not to have some time where you're going to be down a bit. Yeah, I think Bellamy's expected that. Yeah. And I think he's sort of anticipated that. Yeah. And he's got really good, he's got replacements that are more than suitable as well.
Oh, so. Yeah. Well, Riley Jacks, we've seen him at the start of last season.
Yeah, man. He filled in there and they were on fire. Yeah, he was awesome.
Yeah, when Slater was still out. And then there was an injury to Munster in the end that kept him in the side, I believe.
Yeah. No, he's a great utility player. What I love about this game is that I reckon before the season started, the Knights would have earmark this game as a bit of a litmus test for them. Okay, we're going to lose that game, but we just want to see where we're at. Well, almost as long as we compete, sort of thing.
Yeah, like what Brandon was saying in that Roosters
chance. Yeah. Now they've got an actual chance to knock off the Storm. Like, yes, it's a tall order, but anything can happen. And the way they come out and play last week against the Bronx, the Knights, they played well. Yeah. If they bring that again, it could go either way. So who we got? We got Billy Slater, obviously. Yeah. Vunivalu, young Tona Mapea. Yeah. Is it 1-17 as last week? No, obviously outside of that, and then Kenny Bromwich starts at lock, and Tim Glasby back to the bench. Yeah. I thought it was unfortunate. I'd said that I was really in the preview for last week. I was happy that Brandon Smith stayed on the bench. He ended up getting dropped, so he didn't end up playing last week, and subsequently I think he ended up picking up an injury, but he's been named in the reserve, so it mustn't have been too bad for a Queensland Cup. Man, he's someone that I would have in my team. He just, I think, maybe it's time to spice things up a little bit at the Melbourne Storm. Maybe the game's shifting a little bit, where it's like we need to stay ahead of the curve a little bit and change the way we play, because it's not like it's completely out of the realms of Melbourne Storm to have that sort of utility 9. We've seen Hinchcliffe play that role for a number of years, who would jump in at 9, but then he'd play lock as well and stay on. That's just a great... I guess extra dimension.
Yeah,
that they can have.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah,
and I think now's the time. The game has changed. We see a lot more success from teams playing at a different style, like up the middle, and just different formations and different shapes now. Yeah. As opposed to last season and the season before and the last 5 before that, where it was just block play.
Yeah, it gets so predictable.
It's not happening anymore because the way the rucks changed and all that. Yeah. So that teams are needing to look for something different.
And young Kalen Ponga comes up against someone he's no doubt idolised over the years in Billy Slater. He really has impressed me with how well he's handled the physicality of week in, week out first grade football. I thought we would have already seen some troughs by now, some holes in the armour.
I guess we were just talking about Croft, saying how you'd expect him to have a lull period, Well, Ponga hasn't had one, and he's not played much less first grade than Croft, if it maybe about the same amount.
Yeah, about the same. Yeah.
2 games apart, max. Yeah. So I think that just says what type of player Kalen Ponga is and the athlete he is. Yeah. He's just the real deal.
Yeah. I think it's a shame if Chambers isn't suspended and he's in that back line. I think Chambers and Vunivalu could really make Ross and Seo look stupid at times, given the right opportunities. Yeah. And again, I don't think they've really gotten their just opportunities because Croft has been playing on that side and he's been lacking that confidence, dropping that, didn't even drop it, didn't even attempt to catch it off that kickoff, and then they score through him and Kafusi after that. So, you could really see the disappointment on his face. So, I really hope for Crofty, he's a really good kid, mature beyond his years. I hope that he goes back and really looks to knuckle down, because East are actually in a bit of a trough in the Queensland Cup at the moment. They're riddled with injury. Yeah, right. They've come off the back of a couple of losses now. And I think it'd just be because Riley Jacks has done the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Sunny Coast had their backs up against the wall, and now they come out and beat PNG, and I can't remember who they beat on the weekend, but he led those two matches. To come back in the grand final rematch and do PNG in like that was really, really impressive, and it's obviously why he's put himself in the position for Bellamy to pick him. So I hope that that Crofty does the exact same thing back at East, gets them a few wins back on the board, show him, because he did it last year straight out of the 20s. At times he wasn't even playing 20s for us. He was already playing with East. I think his first game he kicked a fucking field goal to win the game in his first ever game of Queensland Cup as an 18-year-old, 19-year-old, like just free.
Nothing fazed him.
So like he definitely is going to be the halfback that we all are expecting of him now,
I agree.
and that's our fault. I think that's
absolutely.
That's the general media, the hype of everything.
It's exciting.
It's because of the fishbowl,
and even the way that he even looks, he looks a bit like Cronk, and the way he plays like Cronk, so it's an easy comparison.
Better arms than Cronk though.
Yeah,
got some pipes.
True, does he?
Serious pipes.
Absolute muscle, fucking absolute ox.
Yeah, crazy.
Oh my god, what about what about Riley Jacks? Is he a genuine 7?
Yes.
He is a genuine 7.
Through and through.
Yeah, okay. Well, if Riley Jacks is a genuine 7, where's his future lie, do you think? Is this someone that Broncos should be looking to pick up right now?
That's where my thinking goes. To be honest, I think I do remember reading an article about some other clubs sniffing around. But yeah, unfortunately, I think he is a genuine NRL halfback. Yeah. So I don't think his future extends at the Melbourne Storm.
Yeah.
I think the next contract that comes up is he's got to leave.
Yeah.
Not with Munster, Yeah. That's obvious where their thinking is going, I don't think that, we just see Munster go back to fullback, I'm not sure what their plans are post Billy Slater as far as their one options go. I'm trying to think. I guess Scott Drinkwater's playing a lot of fullback for East at the moment, and since he played a lot of 6 when he was playing 20s when I was there in 2016. But he's actually developed into a really impressive one.
True.
Yeah, a fortnight ago over the Easter long weekend, played a fucking blinder for East. Right. Scored a length of the field try. Real good feet. Real good feet. So yeah, who knows? Yeah, for me, I think Riley Jacks, I hope he's got some good management, and that they are really looking at the table, because he's building quite a good argument, especially if he has success at first grade this weekend against Mitchell Pearce, a state of origin. You can't ask for much more of a litmus test, to use your fucking analogy before.
So who are you going to go?
Oh man,
I know where I'm going to go. I'm going to go Storm by 1 point.
Yeah, my head just says like the Storm. They love this adversity now. Now that they've lost 2 in a row,
it gives them a reason to be accountable and really dig in and
I think they've got something to push off against a little bit now. Like it's really hard to be the team that just you're going to win.
Yeah, that's right.
It gets hard after an extended period of time.
Absolutely,
you need something to press off against. So yeah, I'm in the same boat as you, mate. And especially because they are in Melbourne, I hope that they look to make that a bit more of a fortress again. I'd be disappointed that they've dropped the game down there, especially at Billy Slater's landmark game as well against Tigers.
And Bellamy last week with his 400th.
Yeah, so
he was not happy.
No,
he was blowing up the Lux.
Yeah. Alrighty. St George versus Cronulla.
Classic.
Yeah, so we've already seen it this year.
Yeah,
so
there's a lot of these games.
There has
doubling
been.
up early.
Early. So we remember back, the Cronulla Sharks actually led this game 14-0.
Yes, they did.
And they came back and the Dragons won 18-14.
Yeah.
And for me, this just illustrates the success of what a fit, uninjured team can provide.
Yeah. Dragons are that team so far.
They haven't changed. We've seen a change for the first time. Luciano Leilua isn't in the side. And Hame Sele takes his place on the bench. So that's the first change that we've seen. And let's be fair, it's not exactly
significant.
A pivotal. He's been playing fairly limited minutes, the young fella, anyway.
Absolutely.
So, but I can't. For me, and like I said, I agree with what Kimmy had to say before, as far as that being the best combination, as far as seeing Moylan, Dugan, Hodkinson, and Chad Townsend in the halves.
Yeah, look, I like Moylan at 1 as well, but but is that going to be enough to beat the Dragons this week? I don't think so.
Yeah,
I don't think so.
Yeah, neither do
I agree, but You got Edric Lee on the wing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So no Fecky. Yeah, Edric Lee discussed. In saying that, he did score the only try to beat the Melbourne Storm.
Yeah, but you know who's really impressed me is Jesse Ramian. And but he misses out. Yeah, but he misses out. You know, he makes way for Dugan.
Yeah.
You know, so but he's been playing really good footy, and I think this will be another one of those contests. I think it will be gritty.
Yeah.
The Sharks have had let's be honest, bit of a bumpy ride so far.
Oh, for sure.
So they'll be fired up.
Yeah.
They'll be fired up. They'll be thinking that they're the giant killers. You know, they're the ones that are going to end the Dragons' run this week. But I think the Dragons will get up.
Yeah. Where do you see the faults lie in the Dragons' lineup? Like where do Cronulla beat them?
I think sometimes Tim Laffey can be a bit of a weakness.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I just feel like I've seen a lot of teams find success around him.
Yeah.
But realistically, the only other thing I can think of is if one of the halves has a shocker.
Yeah.
I feel like the Dragons, it's their game to win.
Yep.
Because of the form that they're in, the momentum they've got at the moment.
Oh,
as long as they can keep that going,
I
think that at the moment they're unstoppable.
Yeah, 100%. And we see young Kurt Dillian is on debut for the Sharks coming off the bench. I don't really know too much about the young fella, but you know, added pressure for him in a forward pack. You know, who has the likes of James Graham, Paul Vaughan, Tyson Frizzell, Sims de Bellin. Like, you know, it's pretty intimidating.
It's a pretty good forward pack, man.
Yeah, but at the same time, like, you can't go past the Sharks forward pack.
No.
Fafita, Pryor, Lewis, Graham, Gallen.
It's a really
delicious.
It's delicious. It's very broad and spread out. You know, it's.
I could watch Wade Graham play all day.
Same, man. Same.
Freak.
You've got a good balance of everything in there. That kicking game, just that versatility.
Yep.
You can't beat that.
All right. Well, I'm going to go for the upset then. I think I'm going to go with that forward. I just love that forward pack. I think now that they've got a sniff of them, I reckon they'll really go back and double down on a lot of video and figure out where the fuck they got out-muscled, where the game sort of slipped away from them. I think we sort of seen a little bit of a chink last week in the Dragons' armour. They sort of rested on their laurels a little bit. Yeah. Gareth Widdop and Ben Hunt went away from their running game. We only seen 5 runs between the pair of them last week. Yeah. So if they can capitalise on that, if they can get some offloads going, and Matt Moylan doesn't try to overplay his hands.
Yeah, that's right. Just inject yourself where it's beneficial for the
100%. Don't overplay. You know, like you've got the talent of like the likes of Dugan out there. You've got Holmes out there.
You've got 2 steady halves.
Hodgson's played in grand finals.
You're gonna shine anyway because you've got 2 steady halves who aren't interested in the spotlight, aren't interested in fancy plays.
100%.
They'll just feed him good ball.
Yeah.
That's all he needs, Matt Moylan, is good ball and a bit of space. It's game over.
Yep.
So.
Yep. Yeah, so I'll tip the upset. I think the Sharks can rock the
it.
boat.
Yep.
Alrighty.
There we go. We got the Warriors.
Woo!
I think it's the Bronx.
Wow. How you feeling, mate? What's the gut say?
Anxiety, nausea. Look, I'm fucking worried, man.
Yeah.
I think it's either going to be an absolute blowout for the Warriors, or it's going to be one of them scrappy, shitty sort of half-assed games.
Wayne Bennett just takes 22 points.
Yeah, legit. Just to fucking up yours to Nathan Brown. Somehow. Just goes like that to the camera.
Fuck your little head.
Yeah. Gets his cock out on the fucking broadcast. Yeah. But no, look, look, man, what do you say about the Bronx at the moment, eh?
Yeah.
What do you say? Nothing, man.
I don't think anyone really... they play like no one knows their individual role.
Yeah.
They play like they don't know what fucking qualities they bring to the team.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, but I don't know how that's happening because Bennett's a coach that generally ticks those boxes.
So weird. They've got there's still so many guys that can win.
Yeah, well,
the Broncos.
You got James Roberts, Jack Bird, Milford Nicarima.
He's got to get his hands on the fucking footy.
Yeah, dude. Jack Bird.
He's just got to lose his mind and be like, fuck this, I'm not staying out here. I'm going in.
Yeah,
fuck y'all.
Even if
go dummy hard, do whatever. Push cunts off the ball.
Yeah, that's right. Even if it's, I hate this team, I hate this city, fuck this, I'm out. But I'm just going to have a D tonight.
Yeah.
That's what I want to see. I want to see him just rip in, man.
I want him to
see him in a number 13 jersey.
100%.
Get him out of the 4.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
Shave like the Normanby logo in your head.
Yes, cunt. I want you to be Brisbane. Live and breathe it. Go for a swim in the dirty snake. Do something. No, but like, I don't know. They're so flat and unorganised, and like you said, they don't know their roles. They look confused all the time. Milford spends more time throwing his hands up in the air than he does fucking having a dig, man.
Yeah, waiting for that KFC hand to fucking give him the wing.
Yeah, seriously, man. Stop complaining. Stop, drop the attitude, Milford. Fuck, so sick of it.
What we got here? Gabe.
There we go.
We talk about the rabbits yet?
Yeah, we
Just
have,
tune
mate.
in. We have, man. You'll have to fucking skip back.
Come back next week.
Start again. Sorry, pal.
But
they're going to get pumped.
Yeah, I think they might. But no, look, it's hard to see where the improvement lies.
Yeah.
Because they're playing so trash, and there's so much confusion amongst the team.
Yeah.
It's almost like a lot has to happen for it to go right. Either that or something will just click. Kind of like it did against the Cowboys.
Yeah, that came out of nowhere, right?
And the halves, they were on display that night. They were running, making line breaks. So, look, it's clear. You and I sit here as fucking casual fans, and we seem to think that we know that that's the answer, that they just need to start playing and running. Yeah.
Why aren't they doing that?
I don't know the answer to that question.
Because there were even moments last week when they did it.
Yeah,
Milford makes that break.
Admittedly,
I don't know what the fuck happened to that ball, but it's still there.
But you think after doing that run, after making it,
I'm
doing something
again.
so good, let's go again. Who cares about the play that you've got on? Just have a dig, Milford, every now and again, because you're only going to create more doubt in the opposition's mind.
Yeah.
And that's why Milford was good in the first place.
It's bizarre, man.
They're just going away from what they know, and I don't know why. As for the Warriors, though, they're the opposite. They're the complete opposite of who they were last year.
Confidence is a powerful thing, though.
Confidence and fitness,
especially in these guys.
Oh yeah, but the Kiwi boys, man, they feed off that momentum and sort of that. I don't know. There's this sort of roll-on effect that they get, and right now they're at the top of that. And when you got the players that they have, with the control of Blake Green in the middle there, steering the ship, it's just a perfect combination.
Why do you think he's worked and Kieran Foran didn't?
You know what? Headspace. Yeah. I reckon.
Yeah.
I think that's got to be it, man.
Yeah. Knowing that he was only going to be there for 1 year alone.
Exactly.
Yeah,
it was more of a, I think for Foran it was more of a, this will do for now. I just need to get my life back in order.
Yeah. A bit of cash on the side.
Bit of cash. Yeah. Get me out of this. Get me out
some
of trouble.
Stability again.
Stability, and I'll work out my plan from here. This gun's still going.
Kimmy, thoughts on Cows losing 2 future superstars in Ponga and Kickow to retain Coot and Asiata? Man, I can't argue with that, man. When going even back to last year, I was all over Kickow last year when he was at Penrith in the early stages, and I'd earmarked him as a massive loss for the club. Ponga is an interesting one for me because I guess it's sort of that weird overlapping of Coot's not quite done. Do we just try and fob him off, or do we keep him here? We already lost him for a year when he did his ACL when he first come here.
It's kind of like a Broncos with Ash Taylor thing.
Yeah.
It's a we can't keep them all.
Yeah. But as far as Kickow,
hindsight's a wonderful thing.
I have no idea, man. Can you imagine Kickow and Cohen Hess as your edgies? Even if one of them is forced to come off the bench, I'm more than happy. Gavin Cooper, he's paid his dues. He's
solid.
He fucking know, and just him and JT's combination is loud.
Yeah,
so loud.
Mate. Yeah, it is. Yeah.
But man, I have to agree with you there, Kimmy. That fucking really hurts.
Yeah, it hurts, man. Yeah.
Especially, I know Asiata has his moments, and it's good to see a guy that has the ball skills that he does, but they don't really utilise him in that manner on a consistent basis, so it sort of cancels itself out.
Is. Yeah, really, yeah.
Because they don't really put it on show. It's almost like it's when it happens in an ad-lib style, it's when it comes appreciated.
That's when it becomes a valuable asset to the team.
Yeah, definitely. What else? We got Schmidtown. Time for a halves change for the Bronx. Yeah, well, we were actually talking about this off air. We've seen young Troy Dargan's been named in the reserves, and we were discussing as to whether or not that might be a bit of a shot in the air from Bennett to say, hey, I'm looking at these other guys. I'm not too sure what sort of footy Dargan's been putting together for himself. I have seen both Scarlett and Murphy play. I've seen them play each other, actually. And my girls played after them at South the other week, and it was quite interesting. It was a pretty high-scoring game in the end. True. Yeah, but I like it, man. I've seen a fair bit of Troy Dargan last year in his efforts with Kebra Park. For those guys that aren't aware, he was pretty darn impressive, to be completely honest. He's got a big future. He actually build-wise, reminds me a little bit of DCE when he first come on the scene. Like, good little tree trunk legs. Remember DCE when he was a puppy? He had like this big tree trunk leg? Like, real disproportionate.
This like pipeline upper body.
Yeah, and that real, like, distended neck. It's like Joey Johns trying to do that mime of the giraffe on the Footy Show back in, like, 2002. Disgusting.
Yeah, no, look, I like... Look, I don't know, Bennett's up to his old tricks again. It's a Bennett ploy, a classic. Put Dargan in there just to get people talking, I guess. Just to let everyone know that, hey, we do have other options. Yeah. So, you know, whether that's a message for Nicarima or whether that's a message for everyone else.
Yeah.
Don't know, but yeah, I think Milford needs to stand up more so than Nicarima.
Yeah, so Kim's just brought up again, the Cows roster has reminded me of Manly's after their last premiership win, lack of quality turnover. Yeah, again, great points, man. Like, yeah, you're nailing these. I can't argue. This was another point that we were discussing off air, it's almost that shifted dynamics. You know, you're seeing Michael Morgan lead the team to the grand final without the greatest player in the game currently, and then he comes back, but then Morgan's not there to start the season, so you've got all this constant chinking, clunking, you know. Then you've got Ben Hampton. Is he going to stay at one? And now, as we're about to see when we cover off in this game, now he's playing centre. It's like, what does he fucking offer, you know? Like, I'm not sure what's going on. He
offers utility, but no specialist skills.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
he's not going to win you a game in those positions.
No, not at all.
Definitely fucking lose you one.
Yeah, well, we've seen that.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, look, but is it just a case of... Is it a case of bad recruitment? Is it a case of a flaw within the system? Or is it a case of we can't keep them all and we've...
Yeah, I don't know if it's necessarily a flaw in the system. Like, what system are you running? Like, how do you design those things? Like, you know, it's so multifactorial. Yeah. You know, it's not just on-field performance. It's, you know, what's the family dynamics? Are they fucking married? Are they single? Are they single with kids? Like, it's fucking so complex, man. You know, have you got white guys playing with black guys? Are those black guys indigenous? Are they Kiwi? Like, oh man, it's a super multicultural game that we're experiencing these days. So yeah, I don't know if I can answer on that front, but yeah,
whatever it is, that's the situation that they find themselves.
Yeah, it's bizarre. But yeah, let's finish off. Are the Bronx getting a win this week or what? Or you?
I don't think so. A couple of people at work, a couple of Kiwi boys at work, reckon the Bronx are going to get up.
Yeah, right.
They get up. They've got a feeling. It is always one of those fixtures where it's when they play in Auckland, the Broncos Warriors, it can really just go in any direction.
Yeah.
You don't know what's going to happen, but I think I'm just going to stick with the Warriors this week.
Yeah, I think I will.
Play smart.
I think it has potential to be quite close again for the Bronx.
Yeah,
but I'm not sure if
we'll know in the first 5 minutes.
Yeah, fair.
That's the thing with the Bronx. We know. You know, you can tell within the first 5-10.
Yeah, but I also think with this game, it's it almost steers away from that old cliche, we have to start well. I don't even necessarily think you have to start well, because if the Warriors fucking get out to 2 or 3, even 2 or 3 tries, they're the type of club who can fucking throw a win away. I think even with this new good feel.
What it is, it's about the Broncos just staying in the contest. Yeah. It's about the Broncos, you know, playing to their strengths, and regardless of what the score is, they just need to...
Roberts and Bird need to have fucking 10 plus carries each.
Yeah,
if they have 10 plus carries each, they'll go a long way to winning the game.
Yeah, Roberts seemed to have a lot more ball last year.
Yeah.
Taking the ball himself and just going
bizarre,
for it. It's bizarre.
Bizarre. What else we got? Why can't you guys be Queensland State of Origin selectors? Fuck that. I wouldn't need to deal with you when I fucking actually make a bad call and then you absolutely grill me.
Yeah, I don't want that responsibility.
Yeah, I don't need that shit.
Especially when they're like a winning team.
But thanks for jumping on, Andrew. Appreciate it, buddy. Alrighty, let's go on to the next game. Oh, my team. Fucking me. At least if you lose to the Warriors, it's okay.
Yeah,
if we lose to the Dogs, for fuck's sake. I'll be fucking feeding my dog if fucking the Cowboys lose. Fucking hell. Remember that old fucking NRL episode? Like, Jason Hetherington's on there talking about Daryl Halligan, and they're like, Jeez, the way he's kicking on 8B's dog.
You can't say that shit now.
No,
I couldn't say that.
Why not?
Yeah.
Quick shout out to Jason Heading too.
Fuck yeah.
He's coaching the Queensland women's team this year.
Oh, mad. Oh,
Yeah.
good on him.
I'm
Props.
keen to see what he sort of brings, you know, because he was such a hard man.
Yeah.
You know, probably goes under the radar. He's probably a bit of a forgotten soul as far as state of origin is concerned.
Yeah.
But fuck, man, he was so good.
Fuck yeah, he was awesome, man.
Yeah,
he
he was
awesome.
real good.
I seen him at Normally once. Blind.
Shirt off.
Yeah.
With Alfie, going 1v1. Okay, so
Legends.
getting back to what we were discussing before with the changes to the Cowboys spine. So Lachlan Coote gets his recall after 2 weeks playing for the Mackay Cutters in the Queensland Cup, which forces Ben Hampton to the centres, and Javid Bowen misses out.
Interesting.
Not injured, misses out. He's named at number 19 in the reserves list. So I'm fucking...
Flabbergasted.
Yeah, that's a really apt way. That's minimum.
Where? Why is Ben Hampton in the centres? He's not a centre.
I don't know.
Are they rewarding him for his form?
I honestly
Not-
can't.
Not being that great.
I can't answer. Who is the? Because he'll defend.
He'll be on the
He'll
left.
defend on the left. So who's the right centre for? Is it Will Hopewada?
It's Josh Morris.
It's Morris?
Yeah.
It is. It is.
It's Josh
Yeah.
Morris. So Josh Morris is a seasoned veteran centre.
Why would you do that
Specialist.
to a guy? What happens when Morris absolutely schools this cunt?
Yeah, and
What's he
then
going to do for his confidence?
Yeah, exactly right.
Oh, man, you lost the game to the fucking Bulldogs because you couldn't do your job.
Exactly right.
Centre is legit the hardest position to defend.
Yeah, absolutely.
The hardest.
Absolutely.
I
Yeah.
don't know if Ben Hampton's actually ever played a first grade game at centre.
Yeah.
Doesn't ring a bell.
I don't think he's been named there.
Doesn't
He
ring
may
a
have
bell.
filled in, but
This fucking stresses me, man. This really stresses me.
you know what? But I think there's like a weird. No, it's not weird. I think it's a great thing that Lachlan Coote is back. I feel like, you know, even though Hampton's in the centres, I feel like they should have gone with Javid Bowen. But I just like the fact that Coote's back and we're now settled.
Yeah.
This whole,
Yeah.
I wonder if we should push Morgan to fullback thing is dead now. Coote's back, game over, boys know their roles.
Yeah.
I just feel like at the moment, one of the key things in the NRL is like players just knowing where they stand in within the dynamics of a team.
Yeah.
I feel like that's
If
almost
you're
more
changing me every
important
week, why don't you? Like, how do you not know this? Like,
Yeah.
how did you not know what you wanted to go with
Yeah,
over a whole preseason?
It's like a mistrust in the system because of the
Well,
the
how many
lack
changes have
of...
we seen at Cronulla?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
going to change every week.
Well, yeah, Valentine Holmes, I'm sure his morale's been affected
Battered.
massively. We
Yeah.
saw the way he responded. He
Yeah.
was pretty mature about it, but...
Yeah.
You know, I actually feel like this is a positive, even though Hampton's in the centres.
Yeah.
But, you know, when Leonard's back, he'll be in the centres, so...
Correct. Fuck.
Swapping duds for duds.
Yeah, man.
But,
bring back Brent Tate.
Yes. Fuck yeah. No, look, yeah, so... when are we going to see Thurston come back into some form?
Fucking no better time than against your old club.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck, yeah, it's gone long way back. I
Yeah.
almost forgot he even played for him.
Yeah, exactly.
That's true.
Look, I'm still not sold on Marshall King at 6. I mean, it was easy to get on the hype train because they won in his first game there. That was obviously a kick in the guts with Frawley getting dropped.
Yeah, I think you'll see him struggle for a bit now.
Well, it's a thing that I mentioned, like the shape that saw them have success and beat Parramatta, I think it was. It was really easy to figure out.
Yeah.
And they've had no success with it again.
Yeah.
They keep going there, but then
Yeah.
they just get shut. They just jam in on Marshall King.
Yeah.
And as long as there's bodies square on the outside, like they're just solving the problems after that pretty easily.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not.
One-dimensional.
Yeah, it's not putting the fear of God into me. I guess that is the thing that still excites me is it's like, fuck, let's not forget, this is Michael Morgan and Jonathan Thurston.
Yeah.
When
yeah.
it finally works, because it is going to work.
Yeah,
they're going to come
absolutely.
good.
Absolutely.
They're definitely going to come good. They're not going to fucking finish last.
No.
So that's the thing that still fills me with confidence is like Michael Morgan and Jonathan Thurston just say, oh, okay, fuck.
Yep.
Sorry about that.
Well, that's what I feel like this could be with Cooper.
I really hope that it is.
Yeah.
I really hope that it is because they're going to need to find something. You know, I've even been a little bit disappointed with Granville at times.
Yeah, so have I, actually.
I think he's looked a little bit lost with like, you know, where, and I don't know who that sort of falls back on as far as like communication goes. In what he, because you know he's the first bloke to touch the ball, So he's got to have a certain expectation about what those guys are doing outside him. And if he doesn't feel like, JT or Morgo are trying to take enough control of that game, he has every right to fucking blow up too.
That's right.
Because it's going to end up looking bad on him. That's why we're talking about him right now.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
there's the other side of things as well. Everyone's got to be talking. So, yeah, I think he's sort of put his running game away a little bit at the moment.
Yeah, definitely has.
He's got to get out.
Yeah, and that's because I think of just the lack of... There's a definite lack of confidence in there, in the team at the moment.
Yeah.
And it's hard to...
Not to mention the big kick in the guts, losing... whoopsies. McLean. It's a big kick in the guts. So
massive, but almost maybe could work in a counteract.
Yeah,
like a reverse psychology.
Yeah,
Bolton's back in the starting lineup just like he was last year.
100%.
Did a great job in there. So, but I'm loving Moses Mbai at fullback.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
For the Dogs, I think he's finally found a good home. Don't know how Greg Eastwood's still playing, but good on your brother.
I think it could be a good opportunity for the Cowboys forwards to try and play themselves into a bit of form too, Not that Clemmer and Woods have been setting the world on fire, but
they're still Clemmer and Woods.
Exactly. You have to expect them to be there at New South Wales selection time, They're probably going to be there. They may not be the starting front rowers, but they'll be there.
They'll be in the team.
Yeah. What are you feeling, brother?
Oh, I'm going with Cowboys this week, man.
Yeah, I'll get back on the
cow train.
Back on the cows.
Famous last words, brother.
Yeah, I know, man. Fuck. Won't be putting any money on it anyway. Nick money.
Yeah, they'll win by 50 now.
Alrighty, Raiders Para. Ooh, cheeky.
Random game.
Losers.
Yeah. The two teams
losers.
Before last week hadn't had a win, and Parramatta still haven't.
Yeah, so...
Battle of the Crumbs.
Jackie Whiten's back after the birth of his first kid.
Yes.
Like it. Or second child, it says. Sorry. Apologies. Ooh, mad Ruda.
Wow, he's
Jackie
been into it.
Woohoo. We've finally seen BJ Leilua fire. Yeah. After I absolutely fucking sprayed him leading into that round. So, classic.
He's listened,
Classic. He's definitely listened to his rants. Loves it. But I think the changes that are more significant are from Parramatta. The Guth is back.
The Guth is back.
The Guth!
Cutho's cousin.
Yep, that is his cousin, isn't it?
Yeah.
They
second cousins.
Yep, drop the C, carry the G.
That's it. He's carried a few G's. No, but just quickly back to the Raiders real quick. I love that Caesar's in. I think Austin and Caesar are the halves pairing going forward, and I think I liked what I saw from Caesar last week.
Right. So yes, I fucking completely agree. Blake Austin, he should never have been dropped.
Yeah, I don't know.
And it's a shame that he's only in there because Williams is injured.
Yeah, that's right.
But fuck it.
Sometimes
you've got to send it, bro. Yeah, 100. Yeah, I like the changes made.
Yeah.
For that, I think this is going to be a positive thing for being a Raiders fan. Having White back's only going to add as well.
Yeah. Because he does bring a lot.
Oh, he's so good. He's so fucking strong.
He's actually a lot faster than what some people realise as well.
Man.
He just needs to work on his ball control sometimes. But how far is Hayne away, by the way?
I don't actually know.
Is he even coming back?
I don't actually care either.
Yeah,
that's probably the worst.
I think
he's
just going off finding a new thing to do. But.
So they a few big returns. So Gutherson and French are back for Parramatta. So two big pluses, and guys that can strike across the field. The question is, can Gutherson perform straight off the bat? And unfortunately, that's the pressure that he's playing with a team in the position that they are, because they're the most desperate team in the competition.
They are, yeah. Hasn't it been a massively quick rise to fame for Gutho?
Yeah,
because he sort of come in and everyone was like, "Who's this skinny dude on the wing? Who's this skinny dude on the wing?" You know?
Yeah.
And now he's the king. You know, he's probably their best player or close to it.
But I tell you what, geez, they're going to miss Nathan Brown.
Yeah, massively, man.
You know,
he was one that sparked them last week. I know
100%.
they still lost, but there was a lot more effort last week.
Yeah.
There was a lot more intent, and I love the way he sort of put the word, sort of put the fork in the... whatever you want to call it. The flag in the fucking moon and said, this is us. Let's
step
go.
up. Papali's back, despite coming off the bench. Papali is back as well. I think all these little additions for both sides are going to make for a high-quality game than what we've seen from both clubs over the first 5 weeks.
Yeah, surely.
But I'm liking Canberra at home.
Yeah, okay.
Unfortunately, I think we're going to see fucking Parramatta.
0-6, baby.
Oh, man, that hurts.
Sorry, right. How's that pre-season prediction? Eels, mate, Eels. But I was on...
I said win the wooden spoon.
Yeah. Fucking at this rate, oh my god. Yeah. But no, look, I was on the Eels train too. They've just not performed, but...
No, not
I'm actually going to go with the Raiders as well.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm going to go with them as well.
Cheeky.
Yeah. I think Leilua has hit a bit of form now. He had a good one last week.
Yeah.
It's in his, it's in his DNA to get a roll on.
Yeah.
He loves that roll on.
100%.
When he's confident, he's unstoppable.
100%.
Titans.
Penrith Titans. Yeah, you're right.
Penrith Titans.
Yep. So we've got a bit of a mix. Just there's a few Penrith players that have jumped ship.
Yeah.
We're going to see that the clash. Garth Brennan comes up against his former club now.
Yeah.
I like the style of footy that both these clubs play. I was saying in the review last week, I almost think Garth Brennan's just got to back the youth and exuberance in his team and be like, not necessarily steer away from looking to improve weekly defensively, but not be afraid of the fact that they might just need to run up the scoreboard to get some wins.
Yeah.
Like they won 32-20 last week.
Yeah.
If they got to keep doing that, if they win a game 40-20, 40-34, who gives a fuck?
Yeah, that's the Titans,
if you can
isn't
keep
it?
scoring points because of the youth,
Yeah.
the young halves, I think just fucking play to your strength.
Yeah.
Sometimes I think we worry so much about bagging people out, what they need to be doing better. It's like, just double down on your strengths.
Yeah.
And that's what I think the Titans need to do, because they're not too dissimilar at times in the style of footy that they play, when they play up tempo, and the youth that we're seeing in both sides.
Very ad-lib.
Yeah. But I think that the biggest difference is James Maloney.
Yeah.
He's the linchpin of this game.
He looks like a man amongst boys sometimes.
Oh,
and against the Titans,
scary.
he might do that as well.
Yeah.
You know?
I just like the matchups that we're going to see across the board. I can't wait for Wallace and Campbell Gillard to go at it. There's so many
it's the game this week where you go, shit, yeah, I want to watch that game
for sure. I hope it is entertaining, and it's got every chance that it should be.
Sunday Arvo in Penrith.
100%. Doesn't get much better, eh?
Yeah. That's it. Gus Gill to be part of the rock.
Woo. That comb in the hair.
Yeah.
I'm feeling a bit like Gus at the moment.
Oh, Gusby.
The great Gusby.
Yeah.
What do we got for the Titans? Max King moves to prop for Ryan James, who's suspended. Geez, they're going to miss him.
Oh, yeah, that's a big one.
And Will Matthews returns on the back row, though. And Jack Stockwell replaces Keegan Hipgrave on the bench. Unlucky to be removed from the side, Keegan Hipgrave, but he's a fucking big body.
He's huge.
Come from the Bronx. I thought it was quite handy in his short stint last week, but not to be. Obviously, Brennan's got his little game plans for each individual that he's maturing. Maybe it's a case of he doesn't want to leave him in first grade too long. Give him drip feed. This is what I want you to work on. Off you go. See you in a couple of weeks.
Give him a taste.
Work a little bit of a rotation.
Yep.
Bryce Cartwright was super effective off the bench last week. Good little touch, flick pass for that try.
Yeah, that's the best he's been, I think, in the Titans jersey. I'd like to see Leilani Latu in there more regularly.
Yeah.
I don't know, he's
No idea, eh?
nowhere near, and he's nowhere near the potential, I guess, that we all spoke about and heard about.
Yeah. Have you seen this Tyrone Roberts-Davis play?
I have, actually, yeah.
Freeze.
He's awesome, man.
Dude, he could be something.
Yeah, absolutely.
He could really be something. I mean, I guess it's hard. Anthony Don paid his dues. He's fucking solid as a rock. He's probably one of the first picked every week, to be honest.
But Philip Sammy's not Anthony Don, and they're still choosing him over Tyrone Roberts-Davis. So Philip Sammy's obviously he scored a hat-trick against the Bronx the other week.
Yeah, that kicking game had a bit of a kicking game last week as well.
Yeah, he's just sort of come in this year and just he's playing real good footy. So it's hard to not pick him when he's playing like that.
Yeah, 100.
I'm going Penrith straight up.
Yeah, Maloney's the difference for me. Ryan James is the heart and soul of this over the last couple of years. Yeah. He's stuck by the club through all the fucking Jared Hayne bullshit. Yeah. Even to the point where he came out and said there's no problem with Jared Hayne when apparently there fucking clearly was. Yeah. What was all the shit before that? There was all salary cap breaches and all that sort of stuff. Man, it got real ugly.
And
real
there was
quick.
all the drug stuff as well a few years ago.
Yeah.
And the fact that he had to play with Greg Bird.
Yeah.
Which is
yeah,
that's terrible.
What do we got? I think Isaiah Yo's been named in the centres. Wonga Blake's out, so
that's a big loss, man.
So Harawira Nora comes into the starting side.
Yeah, okay. I like
that. There's some. Yeah, I think he's going to revel in that. It's his first start for the season.
What a cheeky young back row they've got. The Panthers.
Yeah, man.
Kick out Harawira Nora and James Fisher Harris, man.
Oh man,
that is a serious back row.
He's a fucking psychopath, Fisher Harris.
He is, man. He looks like it, eh?
But he's like one of those psychopaths who executes.
Yeah.
He's not... I think earlier in his career, he would like have that shit carrying him, or he'd fucking have that swinging arm and rip some little cunt's head off like a pimple or something. Like, but he's really like reeled that back in my opinion.
Yeah. Controlled.
Yeah, it's just that direction that I think they're still going to continue. And, you know, Peachy's slotted in seamlessly at 6 because they've just played with such direction with James Maloney. You just said, you're steering the ship. Yeah. He's got 6 on his back, but he's not really going to do anything. He's just going to run the ball.
He's just looking at the backs, getting them set up and choosing when to run.
Yeah. 100%.
And that's what suits him, man. He's got the instinct.
To a T.
Love Peachy.
Haven't got anything else in there.
Oh,
there you go. Schmitty, one more week. Okay. Cheers, Schmidt dog. Well played tonight, big legs.
That run down the wing. Crikey.
Spicy. The final game of the round. The probably most inconsistent team in the league at the moment, the Manly Warringah Sea Eagles versus the West Tigers, who've been arguably the most one of the most consistent.
Yeah, I'd say overall the most consistent in terms of what they've been producing every week.
Well, you look at that loss to the Bronx.
What? Yeah, Bronx didn't even score a try.
Oh well,
they won.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
So
Tommy Trbojevic, the big plus, he returns after that ankle injury. Brad,
they just didn't look the same team last week without him.
Nah, they're just a bit clunky. Yeah. And I think there was a moment when Cherry Evans, they received the ball after Fanua Blake made a break up the right edge, and then the tackle count got restarted, and he put this kick in at the start of the set, and it just really fucked the dynamic of the last 15 minutes, which was a shame, and they lost all momentum, and that's when the Titans obviously went on to win the game. I think they just lacked that. I feel like Cherry Evans thought that he needed to create something because Trbojevic wasn't there. That's what Tommy Turbo really provides for them.
When you got Tommy Turbo sort of peeking up on the outside there, you're just going to give him the ball, give him an early ball, and he'll sort it out, sort of thing. Brad Parker last week pulled out in the warm up.
Yeah, started real spewing. Crook and shit, huh?
Started spewing up. Must have had a crook sandwich or something like that. And John O'Wright,
one of the locals, sang us up the Gladstone there.
Yeah, probably from the server or something.
Good. So they're both back. Walker, he's got his first game out of the way. You know, didn't really do much.
No, standard.
Yeah, pretty standard. Brian Kelly, he looks so threatening at times, but at the same time you're just like, oh, what are you doing?
That's his career.
It looked like, oh, yeah.
That's what he's been doing the whole time.
So gross. Like, even when he ended up scoring that try, I just felt like he was going to fuck it up somehow again.
Yeah,
it was real bizarre. Uade, Rocks and Diamonds, that's the story of his career. Lachlan Crocus passed all his HIA somehow, I don't know.
Didn't he get knocked the fuck out?
Yeah, and then plays that ball backwards. That ain't because it was just a strong wrestle, bro. You were still knocked the fuck out, Ronnie. Somebody's let that cunt know.
Calling it fucking, what was his name? That bloke in under 8s or whatever.
Oh, Johnny Baker.
we played at ANZ.
Sidetrack. So
we got to stop.
Oh man, fuck. We played at ANZ before the Broncos in like under 7s or 8s or something.
2001 or something.
Oh, dude, it was probably in '99.
Yeah, could have been.
Fuck. And this little Derek, fucking Johnny Baker, man, God bless him. He's probably dead by now. He had some heart condition, God rest his soul. It's fucking that bad. But he had no clue.
And we were playing across the field.
So yeah, it's back to junior. So you're playing the width the field. And Johnny's gotten the ball, man. And he's just hooked it right. And scored under the main goal post.
Under the post, bro.
And the crowd's gone nuts. He's done the big
He's run about 40 metres.
Oh. And we were like, what the fuck are you doing, man? Just like,
we were all chasing him, I think. Come back!
Oh, man, I can't believe it.
Hasn't been a worse winger since. Oh, wait, clockwise. Nah.
Oh, man.
Oh, shit.
Anyway, back on track. These people are like, I have no idea, and I don't care. I just want to hear about
but
NRL.
I don't care. I just wanted to get that story out because I love it.
Oh, bring back Jerry Streak. Oh, fuck. The West Tigers lineup. Oh, some spicy changes. Yum, yum. Josh Reynolds comes on the bench for his first game of the year. Jake Little into the starting side, and Peter Godney is out. So he is the loser in all of this. Peter Godney. Tui Lolohea has also been dropped.
Whoa.
David Norfoluma comes back in, and Corey Thompson, the fullback.
Yeah, they've got a bit of depth at the moment. The Tigers for the first time in a long
Chris
time.
McQueen still not playing first grade yet.
He's been playing for Western Suburbs.
Yep.
So, I mean, I still don't know how Nofaluma hasn't been getting picked
How
every
is
week.
Malachi Watini Zalesniak playing NRL?
Yeah, over Nofaluma.
If anyone here is watching, like, do you agree, disagree that bloke is getting... Oh, even Mahe Fanua is playing reserve. I'd rather him. He's still
he's got a real
our
shit
age.
haircut, though.
The Solly mullet? He's bringing it back? Solly
terrible,
mullet?
bro. It's terrible.
Nah, it's scuts, cuz.
Yeah, scuts as fuck. But no, I saw him play for Western Suburbs, and it's Mahe Fanua. He's a great player. He's 25.
Yeah, I didn't realise he was still so young, man. He's our age. Freak show.
Yeah, he is.
Alex Twal's worked his way into a starting jersey.
I did see that.
Ew.
Yeah, he's been playing some real good
Yeah,
footy.
real cheeky.
Who else?
What else we got? I'm just seeing, Russell Packers to come to that little knee niggle.
See, that's a big thing.
100%.
Yes, Alex Twal's a good player.
And Elijah Taylor still not recovered from that hammy injury.
Gee, this is a tough game to pick, man.
Chink and the Armours.
Big time.
How do they respond?
I like Matty Eisenhuth, though. Geez, I can't wrap him enough, the way he's been playing this year. But gee, I mean, yeah. Look, I think the most interesting thing is obviously Reynolds is back.
That's the biggest question.
I think he just needs to get his hands on the ball, get involved, but don't have a player's hand either.
Would you start him? Would you, even though he's been named on the bench now, would you late change him and just play him at 9?
I think they might. I think they will. Yeah, I think they might.
I hope they do.
I would.
No disrespect to Little, but he's been coming off the bench anyway.
That's right, and it's Reynolds, man.
Yeah.
Get him out there, and also maybe take a bit of a hype off it as well in a way, because if he's coming off the bench, it'll be a big and Josh Reynolds is
especially
coming
to steer someone like Alex Twal. This is his first NRL start.
Crazy.
He's gonna be fucking shitting himself.
Yeah, you'd want someone
He's
like
coming
Reynolds.
up against Fanua Blake, Marty Tapau, and fucking Jake Trbojevic. Welcome to the starting side. It's got a different pace, bro.
Yeah, 100%.
That's a fucking different pace.
100%. Yeah, that first 15, 20. I'd want someone
this
like
is actually
Reynolds out
fucking sick.
It's going to be a great game.
This could be anything.
It really could.
If you judge the fucking win-loss, it's Manly's due for a win. They've got win-loss.
Yeah, it's been like that. Tigers are,
man.
They're
I'm
just
excited now.
Yeah, their defence has been awesome. Can they keep out such an
At
attack?
Brookie too?
At
Santiago at Brookie?
At Lotto Land.
Oh, what a
What a wank.
Kieran Fitzgerald land. Punter land.
Fucking how's that powerlifting chick? $1.08. Next minute, break it over. Dude, whatever.
Fuck.
But no, look, I think that's close to game of the round. Obviously, there's a couple other games there that'll be great to watch. I think the Panthers-Titans game will be a real entertaining game. But I feel like this one here is a quality game of footy.
Yeah. Oh, man.
I don't know who I'm going to tip.
Yeah. A lot centres around the nines. Appy Coruscant was playing his way into an Origin jersey.
Whoa.
And
that is a big call, son.
Called it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's massive.
Yeah, right.
Holy shit.
He's
exclusive footy rants.
Carving.
Hey, I wouldn't be against it.
Yeah. And Josh Reynolds, if he starts, I think he's got to start.
Mm.
He's a fucking NRL player.
I just hope that this... Yeah, 100%. I just hope that this doesn't throw out the dynamic and we see what's happened with other teams. You know, Reynolds comes in and it's like, oh, fuck, you know...
But it's Reynolds, man. He's a fucking winner.
Yeah, he's a winner.
People want to play with him.
He's a winner. People want to play with him. And he's actually a lot more fucking... He's a lot better of a bloke than a lot of people realise.
He played a little bit of 9 that I watched in their trial versus the Cowboys, and he looked fucking good there too. He's played a bit there for the Dogs.
Absolutely, man. He's got that aggression and that hunger and gets in there in defence. So, no, look, I'm excited for that one.
Oh, man, this is going to be interesting. I don't even know if I want to make a choice on this right now.
I'm just going to go with the Tigers just because I like the Tigers this year as
Sweet.
a team.
I'll go Manly then. I'll follow that. Appy Coruscant. Road to Origin.
Yeah, long road.
Well, he could have a better fucking Origin career than Jamie Bureau. 9 minutes.
Shot.
Unlucky. It was 9 minutes more than me, brother. Chin up.
Yeah.
Alrighty, well that fucking concludes us for Footy Rants for yet another week. Again, thanks for coming back,
no
brother.
worries, mate.
Missed your face. And we'll endeavour to probably try and knock something up. Yeah, either Sunday, and worst case it would be my ugly mug talking to myself on a Monday. Worst case scenario. Happy days. Alrighty, gang.
Thanks for having us.
Stay natty.
See ya.
What is this not finishing?